Let's talk about global politics for a second, shall we? Okay, so a year ago, I wrote an article about how global politics was shifting to the right, or at least that's how I perceived it at the time. I used Rishi Sunak as an example, and although his prime ministership did not last very long before he was booted out by the UK, I still think it's very relevant, and I think this past week has shown exactly what I was talking about. And also, not for nothing, when I wrote that article and spoke about it, people did not receive it very well, and I was told that I was overreacting, or that I was being too sensitive, or that I was being a snowflake, because that's the classic one. But now, seeing this past week unfold in the US, I think it's not out of reach to say that global politics as a whole is moving to the right and is dangerously touching on fascism. We've seen populist leaders take hold in Europe. We've seen them take hold in South America. So here we have a man, Donald Trump, elected, and immediately at his inauguration, he decides, I'm going to sign executive bills in front of a live audience as if we're treating democracy like it's a reality TV show. In this past week, we have continued to see Trump pull out of very, very important environmental agreements. We've seen him slash federal agencies. We've seen him stop and try and halt the Center of Disease Control, which we've also seen him force federal agencies to cut their diversity and inclusion programs. We've seen his best friend, Elon Musk, do a Nazi salute. We've also seen him basically declare emergency on the border between Mexico and the US. He's also proposed plans to invade Greenland, and he also wants to rename the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. So all these things add up to what many people would call fascism, when one single man now has control over the entire population. He's pushing and funneling very, very harmful, ideological based policies that are rooted in nothing but hatred. Also set up a complete American oligarchy who are in control of the biggest tech companies in the world, who are all now bowing to his knee and doing whatever he says and helping him create censorship on social media. We are truly living in a fucking George Orwell novel, and that's very terrifying.